Greetings, YouTube. I'm Jamila here to talk to you about Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 8. I ain't gonna hold you too long, Saints, because first of all, I am cooking dinner and I am so excited about it. You guys, I've really dedicated myself to my health, so I'm really excited about cooking again. Anyway, y'all didn't come to talk about that, but you might hear me talk about that a little bit more. Your girl is almost 50 pounds down and I just feel good. It's so funny because some people don't even notice it at all, and then some people are like, oh my God, what are you doing? Anyway, y'all didn't come to hear about that. Let's talk about this episode. And again, I ain't gonna hold you too long. Who do I want to talk about first? Girl, everybody got on my nerves this week, so I don't even know who I want to start with. Everybody was a hot ass mess this week. Let's talk about Jasmine and Shaq. Shaq went over to not Jasmine. What's that girl's name? Kirsten and Shaq. Shaq went over to her house. Baby, she says she's a minimalist and she took that thing all the way, right? She doesn't have damn nightstand. She doesn't have bar stools. I'm like, where do you sit and eat? Because yeah, an apartment that has a big old counter like that, you don't really need a kitchen table because you got the bar stools. But girl, what do you do? Sit on the couch? I don't know. There's no nightstands. He said, well, where do you put your phone? She said, I put it in the bed with me. She said she doesn't need all of that. Shaq said he was very shocked when he saw that. And I think this was probably one of the first times that he might have been taken aback and maybe a little bit turned off. But Jasmine does, why do I keep wanting to call that girl Jasmine? Kirsten does not have a lot of stuff. And Shaq has a problem with it now. But when we went into that closet, Shaq was really taken aback because he says that he is a neat freak. So when they went into the closet was it just total chaos. And I ain't gonna lie to you guys, my closet looks like that because my closet isn't big enough, okay? But I have to clean out my closet probably like every other week, or just kind of organize stuff every other week, because if I don't, it is going to just be pure chaos because it's not enough room. You can tell she doesn't have enough room for the shoes and all of that. She probably doesn't want all of that shit out in the living room. I'm like, Shaq, what do you want her to do? You know that if you guys stay together, you got to get her a house with a big closet, okay? All right. So I didn't go on Twitter or anything like that because I literally just watched the episode and it's Thursday evening. But I'm interested to know what Twitter was saying about Shaq's house. Shaq's house is very lived in. He's got plants everywhere. So do I. He's got his sewing equipment. He sews his own bow ties and all of that. Shaq has this metrosexual vibe going on. And I think it's cool, but I know some people, I've heard some of the things you've said about Shaq, and I'm not even going to go there. But I think Shaq is going to be the one to do the decorating, to do all of that. Jasmine is not that girl, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think we've been socially conditioned, that the woman does the decorating, and she's the one who is neat and clean, and it just doesn't always work like that. I was just talking about this on TikTok. I think we do ourselves a great disservice when we try to fit into these gender roles sometimes, right? So yeah, I think that if they are to work out, I doubt it, but if they were, Shaq is going to be the one to add the touch to the house, right? Because Jasmine clearly has zero desire to decorate, zero desire to even have a damn nightstand. Now, when they sat down and talked to Pastor Cal, they talked about Shaq's jokes and how they annoyed her. Cal says, well, I make jokes all the time and my wife thinks I'm corny, but I don't care. I'm going to do it. If you're going to be in a marriage, you have to compromise. And I'm like, so she got to like his corny jokes, or maybe they're just not compatible. I don't know. Anyway, they talked about chemistry. Why do I keep calling that girl Jasmine? Let Kirsten tell it. There is no chemistry. Shaq says there is because she lets him kiss her on the forehead and she lays on his chest. Once again, I think Kirsten is trying, but she is not feeling it. Like, you laying in the bed together, and I get, waiting to have sex and all of that, but you are laying in the bed and this man is kissing you on your forehead every morning, every night, and you can't even give him a peck on the lip. Like, by this time, because how long? Well, it's been what? Well, they're on day 12, so that's like almost 2 weeks. You haven't even given him a peck on the freaking lips? Come on. Child, I'm so over the two of them. Shaq also said that Kirsten is not very open. When he asks about her, she flips it back on him. And that is a telltale sign that somebody is not trying to be emotionally connected with you, right? Some of you got friends that are like that. You know, it's almost like that Giselle thing where they want to know everybody else's business. They'll ask the probing questions and what they want to know everything deep about you, but they're not going to give you any of their vulnerability. First of all, in any friendship, that is a red flag, but definitely in a relationship. This girl does not like him. She is not trying to get to like him. She's not trying to get to know him. So that's why she's not being vulnerable with him. But it is what it is, child. Harris and the actual Jasmine, child, I didn't even write notes about them. I could have sworn. Anyway, I'm just going to go off the top of the dome with them. So first of all, when they get to the house and he gets to meet the puppies, they were so cute. He picks up one and he's, engaging with the puppy. He said, if the dog stays like this, then I could rock with it. So what you need, Aris, is a little teacup Yorkie, right? And just say that, because I mean, that's my vibe right there too. Yeah, he just needs to get himself a little Yorkie. They are so cute. That's what I want when I get a dog next time. My niece has one. My cousin Crystal, who also has a YouTube channel. Shout out to Crystal Lynetta. I'll tag her down below. Make sure you go watch her channel and subscribe to her as well. But she has a little Yorkie. That's what you need, Aris. And that'll get you into the puppies. But anyway, the puppies are staying at Jasmine's parents' house, but the big dog, the dog's mama, you gonna let the dog leave its kids, Jasmine? But anyway, they are so cute. When they're puppies, they look like little pieces of fried chicken. They are so adorable. Anyway, they get to the house and talk to Pastor Cal. Let Aris tell it. He feels so guilty because Jasmine is really attracted to him and really, really into him. And he just is not feeling it. He knows that she's attractive, but she is not his type. And Jasmine, she took it on the chin. She said, I'm not his type. But, again, I don't think it's as far as Chris and Paige vibes, but I hate to see her fighting. I hate to see anyone fighting for someone to want them. You know what I mean? I do know that this is a process and it's going to take people longer to feel each other, but it's just something about this dynamic between the two of them that makes me so but he's so arrogant with it. Like, yeah, she liked me, but I don't want her. It's just, ugh. Anyway, he says that he is trying to get there and I don't think he will. Child, I want to talk about those previews from next week, but I'm not even going to go there. He said that he's a very sexual person, and normally, a romantic place like Jamaica and all of that, he would have been tried to get it on, the big private shower. He'd have been tried to get it on with her, but he just was not feeling it. I think that if Jasmine would have acquiesced to his little, what's your favorite position and all of that, he would have had sex with her just because. I've already said that, but I'm glad that she didn't. Because it's nothing worse than, being rejected by a man or, finding out that a man is not even really attracted to you after you have given him your body, right? Anyway, I'm not seeing it for the two of them either. I'm not seeing it for anybody at this point. Let's talk about Clint and Gina. So Clint goes to Gina's house. Her place is cute. He was talking about how well it was decorated. I didn't really think so. I mean, it was nothing bad, but it was like, okay. But I love the apartment itself, the ceiling to floor windows. They're in downtown. It looks like Nashville. Just looks like a nice place overall. And of course, he's a neighbor, so. But they talked about moving in together, and Gina says she's not ready to move in. She said she's just not in a good place. Clint says that he feels like in order for them to get in a better place, that they should move in and spend time together. I don't know how I feel about this, because on this show, I do know that before there were people who weren't actually living together, but the fourth wall wasn't broken. So we didn't really know that until maybe after the season or, watching the after parties and stuff like that. But later when they met at the apartment because they had to meet with Pastor Cal, Clint made another suggestion. He said, how about we sleep in separate rooms? And Gina said that she thought that that wasn't a good idea because sleeping in separate rooms is even worse. I don't think so. Not for this process. Y'all are already married. You committed to marrying somebody at first sight. I get not having sex. I get not even sleeping in the same room. But how are you going to do this expedited process if you're really not spending time together? So I feel like Gina's already checked out. Like Pastor Cal says, it's like you've already checked out, but you're just trying to go through the process so you ain't got to pay that damn fee. But Pastor Cal asked her straight up, like, is this over, or are we going to do this? What's going on? Like, let me know. And she claims that she's going to try to make it work, but she's just not ready to move in together. Gina has already completely checked out. Gina doesn't want to try, and again, it is what it is. Nicole and Chris, that's our best couple so far, but I'm getting to the point where I'm not even seeing it for them either. So first they go to Chris's apartment and we meet the dogs. They are some big, friendly, sweet dogs. They were so sweet. But I'm going to tell you something, and I've told y'all 1,000 times how much I love dogs, love having them. But what I'm not going to do is have 2 big ass dogs in an apartment. I don't care how much you clean up. I don't care. That's a lot for a little apartment. But anyway, the dog is climbing up on the furniture. He's humping everything in sight. But the dogs were really, really sweet. They really liked Nicole. Now, when they brought the dogs together to meet, I was even anticipating. I was like, oh God, we're going to have Alexis and what was his name, y'all? I can't remember his name from last season, the tall guy. Anyway, we're going to have that moment all over again, but that's not what happened. The dogs I saw that they were barking and their little tails were going, so I knew it wasn't good, they weren't going to dislike each other, but they didn't really want to hang out and play with each other too. They was like, what's your name, Charlie? What up, Charlie? All right, well, I'm going to be over here. You good? You good? All right. So if these two move in together, the dogs are going to be fine. I don't anticipate one dog attacking the other and none of that foolishness. Anyway, they get to the apartment and Chris mentions that both of their leases are ending at the end of the 8 weeks. And so he suggests that instead of trying to move in together, that they both renew their lease, for only 9 months. Nicole did not like this because she was like, we're married. We need to go all the way in. I do think that 2 months is a little soon to be committed to getting a place together. And they are, it's one thing if it's an apartment and you can easily move your stuff out of the apartment and move into another one, but they are probably going to have to rent a house, which, means that the rent is probably going to be higher, or purchase one because they got all them damn dogs. So I got where Chris was coming from, but I also saw Nicole's side of it too. Pastor Cal agreed with Nicole. When they met with Pastor Cal, they talked about Nicole being over the top and, going off and stuff like that. And Chris said he had never seen it. And Nicole said, yes, you did. And then they rolled the beautiful bean footage and we see Nicole with this photo that she didn't like, and she's up in the damn camera going off on the camera people. This photo sucks. Girl, are you okay? Are you okay? Girl, it was given, what was the girl from Texas? Michaela? It was given a little Hurricane Michaela there, girl. What is going on? And that might have been the reason why Chris was saying, you know what, let's move into some separate apartments for a little while because I need to see how far this crazy goes. I told Pastor Cal they did the nasty. Not surprised about that. That was the only couple that's probably going to do the nasty the entire season. Jasmine, do not lay down up under that man. You hear me? All right. I saved this foolishness for last. Dominique and McKinley. When I say the two of them got on my nerves this entire episode, why are we doing this? So Dominique goes to McKinley's house and I realize he's still feeling a little salty because Dominique was disappointed in him living in the damn basement with, no semblance of being permanent anywhere, right? And so Dominique is feeling a way about that. Now he's feeling a way because she's feeling a way. So when we get to her house, she was like, this is my apartment. This is this. You want to look around? He was like, no, you didn't look around my place. Well, it was a room. It was a damn, like, There were pictures of your friends. There was no pictures of you. What was she supposed to look at? McKinley? About, him coming here and really trying to find his way in Nashville. And this is why he doesn't want to jump into a place. But then Dominique made a good point. She was like, but you want to jump into a marriage. They're compensated for this show. This show gives them a place to stay for a little bit. So it's giving a little bit of that, McKinley. Now, McKinley said he makes good money in cannabis. So you the weed man? I'm McKinley. You the weed man? Anyway, McKinley the weed man says he makes pretty good money and he's just living with family and friends. Then we find out he has dogs. McKinley, why do I keep mixing up their names? Dominique does not like dogs, or she says she likes dogs in the questionnaire, but she does not want dogs on the bed. She does not want dogs everywhere. Dominique said something about dogs are supposed to benefit your life. They're not supposed to add like extra stress and work. I feel the same way for me. I love dogs. I've said that 1,000 times, but I am not going to have 3 or 4 dogs in my house. I'm not going to have one that sheds a lot and all of that because I don't want to have to be vacuuming up and cleaning up every day. I don't want dog hair in my bed and on my, sorry, not sorry. So I got where she was coming from with that. McKinley says he feels like he's spiraling because every day there's something new about him that Dominique doesn't like. And he says he's tried to be patient and compromise. Dominique brought up the whole, you're not adventurous thing all over again. Later on, she comes to the house so that they can meet with Pastor Cal. She told Pastor Cal what we all wanted to say to him. Like, you got some explaining to do, sir. That's exactly what she said to him. But, what was you thinking when you matched me with him? That's pretty much what she was saying. Now, Pastor Cal was like, you said you wanted this. 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 We gave you what you want. Pastor Cal said, you said you wanted an older man. We gave you an older man. She was like, yeah, I wanted one that was a little bit more established. He's not established. I was like, ooh. There is no hope for these two. And like Pastor Cal said, he's not broke. I get it. But I agree with Dominique. He doesn't look like he even lives here or truly wants to live here. So that would be a red flag for me as well. I get that. And I can't even remember what McKinley said that he wanted that Dominique was not. I think he said he wanted a go-getter or something like that, but he was like, Dominique is too much. And, Pastor Cal said, well, the two of you lied. Pastor Cal, Dr. Pepper, y'all call me because we need to see these questionnaires because we need to ask maybe some sub-questions. We need to tweak these questionnaires a little bit. I don't know what y'all need to do, but obviously the questionnaire isn't questionnaring enough. These two are done. Pastor Cal did ask her if she wanted to end the marriage right now. It seems like McKinley still wants to work on it. And, it kind of closed on a cliffhanger. Again, I didn't watch the whole after show because I wanted to hurry up and get in here and do this video because I was already late. But I saw a little bit of it. And the way Dominique is talking, she's probably has already moved out. And we kind of saw a preview of her moving out. Again, the producers like to play in our faces and keep us watching. So who knows? Who knows with the two of them. The after show. I watched the rest of the after show from last week. I did not say this in my video because I hadn't seen that part yet about Jasmine finding out that Aris had sex with one of, some girl that she knows like 2 weeks before they got married. That is, he was a single man. I get all of that, but that is a sticky situation. Like, first of all, it's somebody that she knows. Secondly, like she said, 2 weeks prior, she was preparing herself for possible marriage and he was still out here in these streets. Child, I don't know, like, do you think she'll be able to get over that? Like, because that would be really, really hard for me, particularly if it was somebody I know. It's really nobody's fault. You live in the same city, it happens, but ugh. That's all I got for this video, but I do want to do just a tad bit of housekeeping. So I went away from YouTube for a while and I tried to come back. I've come back a couple of times, but every time I do, I get really discouraged because my videos do not do anywhere near as well as they used to. Someone suggested that I take down the videos with the curse words because the algorithm doesn't do what it used to do. So I did that. And, it's kind of discouraging when you record videos and you get 200 views, right? Not that this is what it's all about, but this is it takes effort, right? And so I am getting to the point where I'm thinking that the review recap, genre or whatever, that's just kind of not for me anymore. I will finish out this season of Married at First Sight, and I don't know, I might pop in and do little mini recaps here and there, but I really think at this point, I've said this before, I'm going to do something else. I have a second channel where I was going to kind of talk about my health and fitness journey. I'm really, really dedicated to it, and it's become such a big part of my life. I really want to talk about that, and I was planning on doing it on my second channel, but I'm thinking about just bringing it here. So I just want to know, for the three of you who watch me, would you be interested in watching that type of content? And if you're not interested in the health and fitness stuff, what other content that would you be interested in hearing from me? Pop culture stuff? Like, just let me know down below, because I'm not going to just get up in here and do something that I'm not feeling in my heart, but I'm just very interested to know from you guys what you might be interested in hearing from me, because I think it's, it's time for me to move on to something else. I enjoy getting in front of this camera and running my mouth. But at the same time, it's not always about the views and the money, but at one time I was monetized, and it ain't nothing wrong with making a coin for your labor, right? So I would like to be able to do that again. And I just don't think that this is a space. I am going to finish out this season, and next season, who knows, I might pop in and do a video here and there for fun, because I enjoy it. But, I wanted to add more shows, but it just, the labor and the views, the math ain't math, and this ain't for me no more, I guess. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.